to line up, you little punk. So I'm going to have to do my H to lock, bump it in. That'll do. Put my conveyor connector here. Okay, and so left is going to be high-speed connector. Straight is going to be none for now, but I am going to set that up to feed out, which was going to here prior. I'm going to put a stackable conveyor belt. Make it look nice and pretty. Sometimes the camera positioning can just be a complete and total pain in the butt. It needs to go there. Is that aligned? It is. Okay. There. Connect it there. So now whenever I want to turn it back on, I can just come over here and adjust it to the smart splitter. Now, when I get radio control unit, I believe I can manage all of these remotely from that radio control unit, which I just have not gotten to the point where I'm ready to build that yet. But I did unlock it, I believe. So that should now start to build up my radio control, or my radio control units. See, I'm getting all backwards. My high-speed connectors, yep, I'm already starting to see those high-speed connectors start to build up in here. In a second or two, you'll see that this will go up again. But I do need to fix the quick wire feed into my manufacturing behind me to improve the speed. I just want to make sure that goes up one more time before I go do that. There we go. Yep, we're good. So let's go fix the quick wire. Okay, so my quick wire feed. This is my input for my control boards. My first line that's feeding, is that the quick wire? I think it is. And there's the quick wire feed here. So I just have to figure out, whoops, swing and a miss. All right, so I just have to figure out how I can increase my flow of quick wire here. This doesn't impact it. This is just waiting for the manufacturer or for the assembler to have enough of the plastic to keep building there. So I need to increase the flow of quick wire, and it looks like I need to increase the flow earlier in the run, and so I can get a faster jump. Loops over here, my other manufacturing complexes. So it looks like this has probably cleaned itself out, or not. Oh, it's because I did it down in the lower one, and then this is a one-way feed. It doesn't feed back down. I could do a feedback down and put a elevator feed on the left side, and it would feed back down and then clean out the next output. But that's only going to deteriorate my supply. It'll only last for so long, which is okay for now, actually. So now you'll see a much increased flow as it starts to clear itself out. So that'll at least get the high-speed connectors going and buy me some time to get the production levels up. So I have two machines running here to process the Caterium into QuickWire. And I've got a back stock of Caterium as well. So that's not the issue. So basically I could possibly just put in 2 more Caterium plants and double my production. Which I can do on this side in this opening. That give me enough. Might be more about the input here. I think that'll do, and I don't think I can get it any closer because then it'll clip. Oh, I can get it one more spot closer. And can I put another constructor next to it? Tell me it's not going to be off by 1. You bum. You know what I could do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it center. I'm going to show you how I do my stacking. Do it on that side. Let's take a look. That will clip out, so I'm going to bring it forward 1. I'll just measure it up right against the square here. I'm going to do it on the same thing on this side. Okay. Now we're going to measure for height so that it gets over the power indicator bar. Oops. So it looks like I need just a single on the top instead of another 4x. And that should do it. To check. I do like to use the glass frame foundations, so then when you're on one level you can always look down to the next level and see what's going on. And actually I'm going to rotate that crossbar. There we go. And it's going to need 1 more wall on the other side. Do it as a half wall. So I'm going to have some intended overlap here. If you do it just right, it can still look fairly clean. Can be tricky sometimes. That's aligned. Now, if I did this right, putting on this glass foundation frame on this level should align the crossbeam so it doesn't look like you have a double overlap. All right, that crossbeam is right there. So we're in good shape. Except that might be a little wonky, but yeah, that's the one thing about doing the overlap building is it makes my brain twitch a little bit because I like things to be balanced on you know, and fully symmetrical. At least this way it kind of has, on either side, it has the same size glass, so it actually doesn't look too horrible. Back to walls. Now before I build the end walls, I'm going to want to align it with the output belt. This is where it might get tricky. I'm not going to be able to do an overlay here. So this is where I do my little cheat build, because if I do it this way and try to overlap, you can see it's just going to clog up that port for the belt. So what I do instead, just for this level, is I go to architecture and I do the small concrete pillar, and I do it as a kind of a filler on the corners. Okay, and then that fills it in that way, and then you can do your normal build of wall above that. Go, and then put in the basic wall there and there. Okay. Now do the same thing on this side. Now, one of the things that if this does end up working out, I like to experiment this way, is I might go over then and build this as a blueprint. So then I can build this as a box and then just basically quick build instead of having to do this over and over and over again. I can just do this and it'll tell me what my materials are for everything, and it will just build it all as one foul swoop, which is hugely helpful in terms of saving time and making sure that you have consistency in your builds each and every time you want to do it. Go. Now there's two more things we're going to want to do. If we need to get in to access this constructor to make changes, usually you can reach in and grab it, but if you want to go in and actually visually inspect it, you need to have a door. So we're going to put the door right here. So I'm going to drop this basic wall out. You're going to see you're going to have this overlap, so I'm not going to be able to do it on this side because of the small pillars, I don't think. Take a look at exactly where the sidewall door lines up to it. It would be great if it aligns perfectly to that spot. Yeah, no, that's just dirty. So we're just going to put a regular wall back in, and then we'll try it on the opposite side. Opposite side being rather just further down on this side here. It worked okay when I built this using this method on the manufacturing. Oh, and I have that same wall there. I forgot about that. All right. What am I doing on my key presses? There we go. So instead, I'm going to look up and I'm going to see where the grate is going to line up. So the grate's actually going to line up right top center. I think I'm going to do that. Oh, I've got the double wall there. Sugar. Oh, wait a minute. Let's just do the small pillar setup up there as well. So I'm going to do a center door wall. I'm going to keep it center on the conveyor belt. Go to my architecture, small concrete pillar, put it on the corner here. there. And then I'm going to go on walkway, corner, catwalk. And catwalk stairs. That's not the catwalk I wanted, actually. I want it to be catwalk corner, not the walkway catwalk, but just the regular catwalk. And then there you go. So now it's not going to interfere with the belt feed, which I need to make sure I connect. And then I'll be able to just walk up and grab this here. Be able to kind of just jump up. Now, that's going to be a hard part. I'm not going to really be able to fix that. There's really nothing I can do there that I'm aware of unless I go and look at maybe doing like a 2 meter or a 1 meter roof wall, but that's going to clip through the whole build here. It's just going to make it look funky, so I'd rather just have it be something where you just have to do a little mini jump. That's really the only clean way that I can probably do that. Actually, scratch that. So I just realized I have this single here. So I can instead move the single down. I'm not going to have any overlapping there. And now I'll put the door up, and it'll be up one more spot. So it'll at least feel a little bit more natural. Still have to do a little bit of a jump up, but it's better than nothing. I will need to move the catwalk corner up. That'll also make this catwalk not clip into the foundation layer. Oh no, it doesn't make it not into the foundation layer. Ew. That feels better there. So I am still going to need to do the foundation layer adjustment there. Bummer. All right, well, it is what it is. I'll make it work. The other thing I could do is potentially just do a small bump of a foundation layer on it rather than doing a catwalk stair all the way through, which is then going to add an additional few units onto the blueprint build. Is I can do a foundation, half foundation, just for a step up. And what I could do with that then is have that be kind of like a little sill around the build. I don't want to impede on this spot here. I want that to flow out just fine. So then what this might be is then the blueprint, I might just have like a 3-layer foundational build around the side or something. It doesn't impede on this side, so we're fine. Okay. So now we have that. The only other thing we need to do is make sure we can get power in from the outside. I don't know if I like having that there. Put that there. Just make sure you don't electrocute yourself, your head on that beam there, or do I want it to be on the other side? If I do it on the side and it can feed in, I'd probably put it more middle to make it look clean. What would that look like? Yeah, we're going to do that. So the advantage for those that maybe haven't played as much is whenever you deconstruct something, you get 100% of the materials back. There's no penalty to constructing, deconstructing. It embraces the idea of experimentation, which is wonderful. I really like that. So I just take that back, and it gives me all those mats back. You can also rotate it to make sure that the stickers face up, because I don't always pay attention to that, but sometimes I do and it catches me. So this little sticker here, I always like that to be face up if I can. And then the last thing we're going to do is connect it there so it's connected internally. So all you have to do is once you build this, you'll have the belt connected here. Okay. Once you build this, all you have to do is just connect on the outside. You don't even have to go inside if you don't want to, and it will automatically build this entire bit. So I'm going to now go recreate this at the blueprint builder. Now the catwalks out here are stuff that I don't know that I'm going to put in the blueprint builder, because that might be, especially if I'm stacking, that might be something that is a little bit more complex. So for what it's worth, we'll hold off on that for now. But I'm going to make sure we have this set up for quick wire. And I can have this at least start doing its job while we are over at the blueprint builder fiddling. Okay. Now to get this built in, I'm going to need to move this pole. Oh, bollocks. Come on now. Come on! Wish there was a little bit more of a ledge on the edge of this catwalk so it doesn't take you. If you get it just right, you can stand still. There we go. Catwalks and I don't always, or the catwalks, the conveyor belts, they don't always get along with me. Okay, so we need to bring power in. So this power's over there, and then it's going through there so as not to cut through. But it's kind of in the way. So I'm going to move it over just a little bit. I'll probably regret this later. But oh, that clips through. Okay. Where am I going with this? Over to that device or to that pole there. Is that all just a power run just to get to this manufacturer? Well, that's just dumb. We'll just bring it around on the outside here. Now I can get rid of all of this extra pole and wire and don't need to worry about that at all. Okay. So I'm going to take that out for the moment, and now I'm going to put in a merger conveyor. Question is going to be, how close can I make this? It's not going to be the prettiest thing. So I'm going to need to have it so that I have enough space for an elevator to go in here. Let's try that for now. And then what I'm going to need to do to get it to nice snap in and keep it a little bit more clean is put a conveyor elevator or a conveyor stack here. Conveyor. No! Catch the edge! You bastard! Oh my god. This is making me hate life. Got it. Oofta. That'll do. I think the question will be, can this connect and turn enough? No, it can't. Can it if I move it down a little bit? Okay, so it bows out a touch to make that happen, but it works. And now the question is going to be, is there enough space here? Yes. It works beautifully. Hooray. Question is, we'll be able to get in over here. Wait a tick. I didn't even need to put that there because I'm doing this backwards. I forgot. I have it built to feed the other direction so that it goes into this connector. All the things I've lost, I miss my mind the most. Disconnect that. And that. So what we're going to put in is we're going to put in conveyor merger, a whole system of conveyor mergers here. Conveyor merger. It's going to feed into this side. We're going to need to feed over to this side. I can still leave this here because it doesn't hurt to have it once I have it there, but I'm going to need to go over and get some of the branch off of the Caterium feed over here. So here there's a splitter, which I might be able to just pop off of without impacting, but that might be too close to this. So we'll see. Yeah, that's going to go right into it, isn't it? It lets it do it, but that's ugly. Ew. All right. That's actually a conveyor merger. So that's ugly to begin with. So I can potentially, so that's coming from here, here, and there. That's interesting. Is that a splitter or a merger? So it's doing a splitter here to feed these two. And it's sending this out here and this out here to then recombine, which is odd. could just do one belt instead of two, and then do the combiner. And then that shoots that combiner out to go out that direction, to then go up and over. Where is that even sending that? Thank God for the jetpack. Okay, so this is just sending it over here for use in processing other materials and all the way over there. So I still need it to do that. But I also need to have a feed go over this direction. So we're just going to clean up this whole mess. That's just a travesty. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a combiner. Work.